Hi folks, welcome back. Happy New Year to you and happy new holster to me. Today we're going to be taking a look at this Milt Sparks 55 BN holster that I just got a couple weeks ago. Actually, it came in on Christmas Eve, so not really even that long at all. It is an outside the waistband holster. This is mostly horsehide in the body, the elephant trim. The mag carrier that pairs with it is horsehide backing, elephant on the front. And this is one of the relatively few leather product holsters that I own. I decided to do that for this SIG Sauer P210 because you guys know how much I like it. Show you clear on here. Just got the mags in for aesthetic purposes so you can see how it all looks. But one of the few leather holsters that I've really tried, and I think a lot of my conceptions about leather were incorrect and based on just cheap junk. This is really nice. I like it. It's a lot like Kydex actually. So when I got it, it was pretty tight. After I left the pistol sitting in it for about 24 hours really, it has definitely broken in quite a bit. It gets tight now when it's on the belt. We'll start to break in a little bit more there. But this thing, it just kind of clicks in. You know how Kydex, when it gets the trigger guard, it kind of hits that resistance and then clicks? This does that same thing, and it's really, I mean, it retains well. I mean, trying not to tension it with my hand or anything. It doesn't fall out. I mean, it doesn't even really try to. I'm not being, I'm trying not to go too crazy on the table here, shake the camera much, but it is very secure, has a really positive feel. Doesn't come out too difficultly. I mean, it still needs a little more break-in, but really nice fit. The leather is very rigid, very stiff. I mean, it's almost like a Kydex-like material. It's leather, but it's stiff, very stiff. The stitching on here is beautiful. You can get the Milt Sparks maker mark there. All very, very consistent. One thing I like about this that you don't get on a lot of cheaper holsters is that up here on the little reinforcing band, this actually has metal underneath it. I'm not sure what kind of metal it is. I would assume steel, but it may be something else. But you get a lot of rigidity on the top of the holster. I mean, I'm pinching this pretty good and it doesn't deform. It really holds shape nicely. Like I said, the stitching's beautiful. It has the sight rails down inside, which I guess maybe they're supposed to protect the sights from any wear or abrasion from riding in and out of the holster. But to me, it seems like it also adds some nice extra rigidity. Kind of helps the structure of the holster. All the detail work here, where they've outlined the corners of the gun, really nice. Have the trigger guard there where it pops in, and also here, a little bit of secondary at the ejection port. Back here on the belt tunnel, you get P210, and then there's a little circle here, which I think it has SK inside the circle. So that's probably the fellow over at the Milt Sparks company that made this holster. But like I said, really nice fit. It's definitely kind of proved wrong some of my misconceptions about leather. Like, this is a fit that I would say is different than Kydex, different than a polymer, but is on par with it. It's not inferior, I wouldn't say. You have a little more tension along the way. I feel like Kydex, you just get that snap. This has a little bit of resistance, but then once it pops in, it's very secure. I like that. I like the coloration on it. You know, they warn you on the website that the horsehide has a tendency to not take the dye very evenly. in this particular instance, it seems to have taken it quite evenly. I don't really see any blemishes or defects. Obviously, it's a natural product, so you're going to have some variation there. But on this particular example, looks great. And I'm just a normal customer. I'm not, sponsored by them. I mean, I paid full retail price for this, waited just like everyone else, which was most of 2022. I ordered it on April 1st and got it on Christmas Eve. So definitely a wait time, but when you're talking about handmade in the USA, handmade in Boise, Idaho, that's one of those things where it takes time. I'm really happy with the product. I don't mind the wait, but if you are considering one, definitely be aware of that going into it, that it can take a little while, but the wait is worth it, and the quality of the final product is really a work of art. It's kind of a beautiful thing and works well. It's not just aesthetic, it also has just great fit, great function. I need to do some more shooting with it. I actually haven't had it out to the range yet, but I think a little bit more breaking in just on the belt and we'll be ready to go and hit the range. Mag pouch is still pretty tight. I haven't left the mag in the mag pouch as much, like I should have probably. I need to do that. But with a magazine pouch like this, you don't have the retention points of like the trigger guard or the ejection port. So I think being a little stiffer, not sniffer, don't sniff it. Although, speaking of sniffing it, it smells like a furniture store, or maybe like a boot barn or something like that, a footwear store. It just has a great smell of premium leather. It smells nice. But yeah, a little snug, but I think that'll break in just fine. And even just playing with it a little bit here, it seems like it's getting better. Kind of an interesting construction that I haven't seen before, where it has this flap. It kind of goes over the belt, and then this comes back and secures everything. It's two pieces of leather that way, but it seems like it really supports the pouch nicely. I think that's a good design. I haven't seen that on other things I've used, but I think it's a good idea. I think the elephant is kind of a cool touch. Has that sort of pebbled appearance. The belt loops are a bit tight. I'm using a compact Minotaur belt, not a Milt Sparks belt. I probably should have ordered a matching Milt Sparks for it, but I'm kind of partial to my compact Minotaurs, and it does fit. It's just a little bit snug. So I'll take a little bit more break in there, but I think that it is going to be a great, very aesthetic and very functional addition to the setup I've got for the P210. It's exciting to finally have a holster for it and be able to do some more shooting out of the holster with one of my favorite handguns. So thanks for watching, folks. I hope you have a good new year, good rest of 2023, and check on back for more videos. If you like this kind of stuff, like and subscribe, leave a comment. Thanks for watching.